Hello, Natasha Beyersdorf with an NBN News update. Biden's bombshell dropping out of the US presidential race and endorsing Kamala Harris to replace him. Also tonight, Anthony Albanese's tribute and how the leadership change will affect Australia. Our Navy's new strike weapon revealed missiles that are more effective and reliable. Legendary trainer Gay Waterhouse incensed over plans to sell off Rosehill Racecourse to make way for housing. An injury scare for the Boomers in their final Olympic tune-up. Which NBA star is in doubt for the opening game? And why the Newcastle Jets have agreed to release star striker Apostolos Stamatolopoulos to join a UK club. Those stories and more tonight at 6.
From Outback Queensland to the City of Love, Matt Denny's Olympic Dreams. We meet the people who helped shape the discus champion. Join me in Paris.
The creation of life is an all-in mystery. Some of these cotton-rich bronze window suits for only $13.99 each. It's special you can buy at the Aldi Baby Accessories Sale this Wednesday. Aldi, good different.
However these 6 symptoms of acid reflux feel to you, Gaviscon Dual Action acts in the stomach to neutralise acid fast and form a protective layer. For 6 symptoms, think Gaviscon.
Hi, I'm Nat from O'Brien. I get asked all the time, should I worry about this chip? Yeah, you should. Look, this crack started as a chip. And this one too. It happens a lot. At O'Brien, we replace thousands of windscreens, but a chip repair is faster, cheaper and greener. We use our exclusive resin, Cure It, nice polish, saving you the cost of a new windscreen. And with car insurance, your chip repair is usually free. For over 100 years, O'Brien has been here for you, so you know you're in expert hands. Book today.
O'Brien.
What does it take to make an impact on this world? Is it being a superstar or refusing to give up? At Toyota, we believe the world improves when we all come together to take a leap towards a future we all want, safer, electrified and inclusive. Because every person, every action and every step matters. Well, we've got a team here already making a difference, and we can't wait for you to be a part of Team Everyone. Toyota.
Done. New Strepsils Triple Relief Formula helps to soothe your sore throat, relieve a chesty cough and chest congestion. For chesty cough relief, try Strepsils.
It's the final week of 20 to 50% off everything at Bedshed. Create your ideal bedroom with furniture you love and a perfect mattress for less. In Sunday, Bedshed. No one's better in the bedroom.
It's hard when you start to struggle at home. When you might need care at any hour, not just when someone visits. For care that goes beyond your needs and supports the whole you and your independence, choose Glengarra Care. It's not alone. It's an apartment home in a community. Glengarra Care. Your home with care.
Hello, Natasha Beyersdorf with an NBN News update. On the brink of history, Kamala Harris endorsed by Joe Biden to replace him in the US presidential race. We'll have the latest from Washington. Also, the upgraded missiles enhancing our defence forces' capabilities. Top trainer Gay Waterhouse unleashes over a plan to sell off a major racecourse. Senseless destruction, a single mum stranded at Stockton as her car is vandalised. And Australian Oscar Piastri's incredible Formula One win.
Our Peruvian adventure continues as we're now just days away from the opening ceremony.
Tomorrow we talk to Matildas as they prepare to launch their Olympic campaign, and swim champion Emily Seabom joins us. See you from Paris from 5:30.
Refinance your home loan with Greater Bank and you could get up to $2,500 cash back. Switch today and start saving with a great low interest rate and up to $2,500 cash back. Call now or visit greater.com.au/cashback. Done. New Strepsils Triple Relief Formula helps to soothe your sore throat, relieve a chesty cough and chest congestion. For chesty cough relief, try Strepsils.
A sense of belonging. This is a sentiment we've heard most from the homeowners across our many Palm Lake resorts. Our resorts are designed around social connections and creating spontaneous moments that make life grand. Every resort offers many ways for people to come together and thrive. New homes now selling. This is your time at Palm Lake Resort. From nature to you, introducing Botanica's first aerosol-free automatic spray, with fragrances infused with responsibly sourced natural ingredients to keep your home fresh 24/7. Botanica, inspired by nature.
We could tell you we make the switch to EV simple, or finding the right charging solution as easy as enjoying the drive. And that from coast to coast, you can rely on our Ford EV dealers. But you need to experience it yourself. Test drive Mustang Mach-E today.
Felix, I know what you're looking for.
Felix Gravy Lover. Delicious meaty chunks served with extra gravy. Your little rascal will find it good to the last slurp. Clever cats, get Felix Gravy Lover.
Ease financial pressures today with the leading 6.6 kilowatt premium Sunbow solar system held to a discounted $36.91 with potential lifetime returns over $50,000. Limited extension July only.
Call 1300 Sunboost today.
Show on earth.
It's time to celebrate.
It's almost here. The Olympic Games on 9 and 9 now.
Let's go, Aussie.
Painful sore throat, ruining your day? Turn it around with Strepsils. Strepsils Extra helps kill bacteria and numbs pain fast. For effective relief, try Strepsils.
You're only human. How epic is that? The only thing on the planet that can do this and do that. Look at you. You're even amphibious. Human, you are a marvelous thing. And it's health that helps you see how epic you can be. Live better with Medibank.
Sure, quitting is hard, but that's harder. Choose your hard. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
I was going through the menopause and I really wasn't feeling great about my hair. Plantel 39 has definitely made a difference to me. My hair, it started to feel thicker. It's lovely to have one less thing to worry about. Plantel 39 caffeine shampoo for hair over 40.
Meet the Hansons. We challenge them to take new Vanish Gold Pro on a trip in search of the world's toughest stains. The catch? They only get one shirt each.
What have you done? There's no way this will come out in a cold wash.
Even in cold and short cycles, just one scoop of Vanish in every wash is safe on clothes, while lifting the toughest of stains.
Wow, that only took 30 minutes.
Trust Vanish, forget stains.
This DIY July, there's just so many different ways to refresh your home. Come look at the garage storage, come get a new lick of paint for your wall, storage for your laundry, so many different projects you can do. Refresh your home this DIY July with lowest prices.
Psycho Stepladder, only $149. Ryobi Home Essentials Kit, $169. Only Portable Work Light, just $19.95.
Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, will beat it by 10%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Every parent knows when it's time to go into protect mode. Glen 20 kills 99.9% of viruses, including the flu and COVID-19 virus. Glen 20. It's peace of mind you can hold on to.
In NBN News, senseless destruction. A single mum left stranded after her car is vandalised at Stockton. How one Hunter Council is tackling a flood.
Olympic dreams. We meet the people who helped shape the discus champion. Join me in Paris.
Schwarzkopf's brilliance. Bold, brilliantly vibrant colours. With up to 10 weeks colour intensity. Take your colour to new heights. With brilliance. Crafted by Schwarzkopf.
It's taken 4 years of training and over 17 hours of swimming to reach the shores of France.
A cancel plans cold. Or a camera off kind of cold. However you cold and flu, Lemsip it. Raw Lemsip dry cough liquid. Available now.
Break of light. I'm working. Work in another room. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Make hand washing fun with Dettol.
What makes you fall in love with a home? Maybe a turret. Perfectly pointless, except as a place to dream. If it's precious to you, protect it with us. GIO. Protect Precious.
Meet the Hansons. We challenge them to take new Vanish Gold Pro on a trip in search of the world's toughest stains. The catch? They only get one shirt each.
What have you done? There's no way this will come out in a cold wash.
Even in cold and short cycles, just one scoop of Vanish in every wash is safe on clothes, while lifting the toughest of stains.
Wow, that only took 30 minutes.
Trust Vanish, forget stains.
It's Australia's toughest challenge.
100-metre freestyle, probably one of the hardest swimming finals in the world to make.
The brutal quest to qualify.
These girls are going to put themselves in hospital to have the best performance.
For the Olympics.
My 7th cortisone injection in the past 14 months.
It's not going to happen this year. They've committed the majority of their lives to this one moment.
The race to Paris, tonight at 8 on 9.
To the newsroom.
Coming up in NBN News, the world reacts to Joe Biden's bombshell, bowing out of the US election race and passing the baton to Kamala Harris. Also tonight, the powerful military upgrade to our warships. Gay Waterhouse incensed over plans to sell off Rosehill Racecourse. How one Hunter Council is tackling a flying fox infestation by planting trees. And Australia's new golden boy, Oscar Piastri, soaks up the glory of his first Formula One race victory. Details next. Tonight, history in the US as Joe Biden bows to weeks of pressure and exits the election race.
The US president endorses his VP to take on Donald Trump, but will it be that simple?
Also tonight, tributes for the heroic father and his daughter killed at a Sydney train station.
Pieces of the opening ceremony and an army of volunteers assemble in Paris 4 days out.
And Oscar Piastri becomes just the 5th Aussie ever to win a Formula One Grand Prix.
This is NBN News.
Good evening. After weeks of mounting pressure and a campaign riddled with gaffes, US President Joe Biden has sensationally quit the election race.
The 81-year-old describing the move as best for the country before endorsing his Vice President, Kamala Harris.
A bombshell from the president.
With breaking news, President Biden has just announced that he is ending his re-election bid. President Biden will step aside.
He is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race.
Joe Biden buckling under pressure and bowing out of the race. releasing a statement from COVID isolation. It has been the greatest honour of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down. That coming less than 24 hours after he vowed to win in November. Swiftly, after calling time on his campaign, the Commander-in-Chief answered calls to pass the torch. Today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. The Vice President embraced the change. I am honoured. My intention is to earn and win this nomination. In recent weeks, the 81-year-old leader of the free world appeared frail, illness taking him out of the public eye for several days and giving him time to rethink his choice to run again.
This is leadership. This is patriotism. This is what it means to put the country first and put the party first and put the cause first. When your arm gets tired, you let somebody else finish pitching the game. That's what Joe Biden has done, and he's done that for all of us.
Many Democrats who pushed the president out the door now praising his leadership. For Barack Obama, Joe Biden has been one of America's most consequential presidents. Today, we've also been reminded again that he's a patriot of the highest order. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, God blessed America with Joe Biden's greatness and goodness. And from the Clintons, we join millions of Americans in thanking President Biden for all he has accomplished, with his North Star always being what's best for the country.
He has acted in what he considers to be the best interests of the United States of America. President Biden has been a great friend of Australia, and I pay tribute to him today.
But after almost 50 years in politics, Joe Biden's impressive legacy is tainted. Questions have been asked about his age ever since he confirmed he was seeking a second term. 3 weeks ago, those rumblings became a roar.
Every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with
his dire performance in that debate, the moment everything changed.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
America's oldest president facing genuine concerns about his cognitive ability.
Do you have the mental and physical capacity to do it for another 4 years?
I believe so. What if I didn't think I would? He tried to fend off the criticism and recharge his 2024 run. But on the world stage, he stumbled again.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
Still, he dug in his heels.
This is my job to get this done. There's more to do, and I'm reluctant to walk away from that.
While his campaign team doubled down, dozens in his party gave up. More than 35 Democrats publicly demanded he step aside, while on his doorstep, voters' voices grew louder.
Joe Biden will return here to the White House and give a national address. He had been resisting the push to go, but would hope in ending his run now, he has given his successor enough time to chase down Donald Trump and keep him out of the White House.
Trump welcomed the change of opponent, claiming if it is Kamala Harris, she'll be easier to beat, but he couldn't resist another shot at President Biden. Crooked Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is certainly not fit to serve, arguing he should give up his office now.
And I'm quoting the former president now. He said, referencing Biden, he is the worst president in the history of our country.
His advanced age may have spelled his end, but Biden began his career a trailblazer, elected a US senator at 29, the fifth youngest in history.
I expect these fellows are going to eventually judge me on my merit, not on my age.
His first tilt at the White House came in the late 1980s, then again in 2008. Ultimately becoming Barack Obama's vice president. He was considered a successor, but bowed out of the 2016 race after his son Beau died. Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton to the Oval Office, and Democrats turned to Joe Biden to fight once more. After a campaign that played out during a pandemic, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. became President 46.
At this hour, my friends,
Democracy has prevailed. Now, America is in a position not seen since 1968. A leader seeking re-election, ending his run. Joe Biden's successor will be formally announced at the Democratic Convention next month. The party will want to present an image of unity and put an end to these weeks of uncertainty. Biden exiting, a transition on the cards.
A bad day for Joe Biden, but the Democrats are rallying. More now from US correspondent Jonathan Kersley.
Joe Biden chose country over himself. Campaign cash had dried up, but crucially, in the hours since his announcement, that money has come flooding back in already. More than $70 million has been received by the Democrats. Joe Biden's call is another twist in a presidential election campaign that has already had more than any Hollywood scriptwriter could ever dream of. The Democrats hope this one will give them some much-needed momentum. In an election both Donald Trump and Joe Biden have called the most important in a lifetime, there will be more storylines. There's 106 days to go. The next storyline, well, that will come in just a matter of hours when Kamala Harris makes her first public appearance at the White House as the woman vying to be Commander-in-Chief.
Joe Biden's endorsement of Kamala Harris does not mean her selection is guaranteed. Another Democrat could challenge her before the party officially selects a nominee in 4 weeks.
In the line of succession, she's next. Kamala Harris on the brink of history, but nothing is set in stone.
While I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
If nominated, the 59-year-old vice president would be the first black woman to run for Commander-in-Chief. She's the obvious choice. She has the name recognition and she's already on the ticket, meaning she can take over the campaign's war chest to fundraise her own presidential run.
This race can be boiled down to a single question. Who fights for you?
A proven defender of Joe Biden.
Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish.
Tonight, she has the president's full endorsement. I will do everything in my power to unite the Democratic Party and unite our nation to defeat Donald Trump.
I'm sick of this. Well, think about this.
The prosecutor turned politician would deliver black voters, something the party desperately needs.
There was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools, and she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
And she's a fierce advocate of women's rights.
Can you think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body?
The choice issue is going to be huge in this election. There's a lot at stake for women. Who better to prosecute that argument than Kamala Harris?
Tonight, potential Democratic challengers are falling in line. From California Governor Gavin Morris, no one is better to guide our country in a healthier direction than America's Vice President. She is the right person to take up the torch, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, a potential running mate to Harris, says she's a patriot worthy of our support. And then there's the backing from Bill and Hillary Clinton. Now is the time to support Kamala.
And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that she and a great running mate are successful in November.
But even with growing party support, the VP has struggled with low approval polls. A matchup with her boss shows that while she's slightly ahead of Biden, there's ground to make up on Trump. 3 of the 4 major polls have Kamala Harris trailing the former president.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
You ever watch her laugh? She's crazy. No, she's crazy as a bedbug. She's a crazy person.
For the first time in almost 50 years, there's no Bush, Biden or Clinton on the ticket. Tonight, America on the cusp of a new dawn. The presidential race shaping up to be the former prosecutor taking on the convicted criminal. In the United States, Lauren Tomasi, NBN News.
It's certainly been a landmark few weeks in American politics. Here's political editor and former US correspondent Charles Croucher.
Well, never let anyone in a position like this tell you debates don't matter. Joe Biden's meltdown a month ago set this train in motion, but this is still a huge risk for Democrats. On paper, Kamala Harris has the right attributes: vice president, former prosecutor, a whole generation younger, and able to put the issue of abortion rights at the centre of the campaign in a way Joe Biden couldn't. But Donald Trump has made short work of formidable candidates in the past, and despite being chronically flawed and consistently unpopular, the team Trump remain confident tonight. When it comes to candidates, the wisdom has always been that Republicans fall in line and Democrats fall in love. Few fell in love with Kamala Harris last time she ran nationally, but big names have fallen in line today. We've all lived through tectonic shifts in these last few weeks: the debate, the shooting, the denials, the decision, and there's still 106 days to go before the vote.
To other news now, and up to 160 jobs would be created during construction of a wind farm east of Muswellbrook, according to planning documents. Developer Arc Energy recently applied to expand its Bowmans Creek project, taking it from 54 turbines to 75. If the second stage is approved, a further 15 people would then be hired for the site's ongoing operations. Construction of the wind farm is expected to take around 18 months to complete.
There could be some relief on the way for Maitland locals sick of flying foxes near their homes. $40,000 has been set aside to bring some relief for frustrated residents, while council will also entice the bats to move house. Screeching and swooping and taking over backyards in Regent Street, Maitland. These flying foxes cause headaches for some residents who say they can't sleep through the noise.
So as flying foxes are coming home after they've been out all night foraging, that can be really noisy.
And the colony grows larger in the summer months.
That location has had up to 20,000 flying foxes roosting, which is a lot of flying foxes. So odour as well, obviously, associated with the flying foxes themselves.
Council is now hoping to draw the flying foxes here behind Beryl Humble Oval in Tanambit, 10 kilometres away from Regent Street. 3,000 native trees are currently being planted, but council admits it'll likely be a decade before they're mature enough for the bats to move in. In the short term, Maitland Council will spend $40,000 to investigate ways to help residents and provide relief.
It would be appropriate to provide a subsidy to assist with things like car covers, pool covers, pressure washer.
One is also frustrated locals that flying foxes are a threatened species.
It's really important that we protect them and protect their habitat.
They say anyone who finds one injured should call wires.
Because you don't want to touch the animal. Very, very, very rarely animals will have a disease that can make humans sick.
Risa Utama, NBN News.
There's less than 2 months to go and the Newcastle Council election race is ramping up. 2 Liberal councillors today launched their re-election campaigns, Labor backing its record.
They've represented wards 2 and 4 since 2021. Now Jenny Barry and Callum Poole are putting their hands up for another term on Newcastle Council.
One of the first things we'll be doing, if re-elected in September, is trying to push for Australia Day citizenship ceremonies and celebrations to return to the city of Newcastle.
Councillor Poole says he also wants a focus on road upgrades in the western suburbs. He's welcomed yesterday's announcement of a big spend at Wallsend, but says it's not enough.
That's $10 million a year in a capital works budget of $120 million. So it's a 12th of the funding for a quarter of the population. And $50 million over 5 years, that is still less money than they've spent on the art gallery alone.
Councillor Barry wants to secure upgrades for some of Australia's oldest surf clubs.
Merewether and Cooks Hill, they are both very old. They need refurbishment. From some advocacy work I did with Surf New South Wales and council staff, we've got a new roof to go on to Merewether, but we need a new building.
Meanwhile, current Ward 3 councillor Katrina Waugh has resigned from the Liberals, telling NBN News she's tired of party politics and will stand as an independent at the September election.
We were disappointed with the decision that she took to leave the party last week.
The Liberals will now hold a pre-selection ballot for Ward 3. Labor's candidates were decided back in February.
The proud record of delivery upon which the incumbent Labor councillors are standing for re-election. We've seen substantial investment in public infrastructure across our city.
Tony Abergetti, NBN News.
Cessnock's population is booming and the city's council is trying to think big too. It's spending a record amount on capital works this financial year to improve the region's roads and public spaces.
The fastest growing LGA outside of Sydney, it's predicted 112,000 people will call Cessnock home by 2041.
They want the lifestyle and the larger land lots that we can offer here, but they're close enough to the services that they need.
So the city's council will operate under a record capital spending budget of $79.2 million this financial year. Mayor Jay Saval says if the region is to grow by 67%, it must provide.
I want to see us grow with the population that we're seeing, but also grow and see what retail centres we can bring to our town.
But the Mayor promises it doesn't mean additional costs to ratepayers.
We've been very successful in getting grants from state and federal governments, and so this is about using those grant funds.
The priority is upgrading the region's roads, including here at Abermain and Cessnock's notorious Williamby Road. It follows work to revamp Kurri Kurri's town centre, the Klein Street Bridge and local parks.
You can't drive across the local government area without seeing works underway right now.
It's not just council thinking big, but private businesses too. Plans have now been lodged for a major redevelopment of the city's Leagues Club in a bid to cater to more patrons.
We're doubling our footprint. We're including a lot of outdoor space as well, just to be able to, service a growing area.
The plans now being assessed by council. Isabella Evans, NBN News.
The Newcastle
Chamber Choir has hit a high note, claiming 2 gold medals at the World Choir Games in Auckland. The group of 26 took top honours in the mixed chamber and contemporary music categories. Its medals 2 of the 5 won by Australia. It's the Hunter Choir's second consecutive year of bagging twin golds.
Taking a quick look at the weather across the region today. Beautiful day, plenty of sunshine, down to 9 degrees overnight in Newcastle, topping out at 19 at Lake Macquarie, 18 the top at Cessnock.
You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, a Newcastle mum left without a car after a nasty attack caught on camera.
The jobs crackdown that's triggered protests from Bangladesh to New South Wales.
And a strong hint at who might be our Olympic flag bearer.
What does it take to make an impact in this world? Is it being a superstar or refusing to give up? At Toyota, we believe the world improves when we all come together to take a leap towards a future we all want, safer, electrified and inclusive. Because every person, every action and every step matters. Well, we've got a team here already making a difference, and we can't wait for you to be a part of Team Everyone. Toyota.
There is an urgent recall on solar home batteries. Affected batteries may overheat and catch fire, resulting in property damage, injury or death. If you have an affected battery, immediately switch it off until it is remedied free of charge. Search LG Home Battery Recall to check.
Sorry to interrupt your viewing, but do you know what internet speed you're currently doing? Yeah, well, I need to inform you, you may be going under the limit. With Dodo, you'll usually be above advertised speed and get great deals like $19 off for 6 months. That's the real deal.
Trusted by millions of travellers worldwide, Southern Cross Travel Insurance has been with Aussies for over a decade, soaring across skies, journeying through jungles, or just being taken by nature. Every takeoff, every landing, every moment. This year, wherever adventure takes you, travel safe with the travel insurance experts. Southern Cross Travel Insurance. Relax, we're with you.
Montgomery Homes have been building houses in New South Wales for over 35 years. Since then, thousands of families have lived, worked and celebrated in their own piece of Australia. And that's how you know you can always rely on and feel at home with Montgomery Homes.
break them, smear them, swap them, bin them. Free yourself from the hassle of glasses with Hunter Laser Vision.
Take control of your future with our award-winning budget home loan. You could transform your dreams into reality. We're here to help people thrive. Talk to us or visit us at themutual.com.au.
What does it take to make an impact in this world? Is it being a superstar or refusing to give up? At Toyota, we believe the world improves when we all come together to take a leap towards a future we all want, safer, electrified and inclusive. Because every person, every action and every step matters. Well, we've got a team here already making a difference, and we can't wait for you to be a part of Team Everyone. Toyota. NBN News, brought to you by Toyota, Australian Olympic and Paralympic team partner. Oh, what a feeling.
A single mother has been left without a car after her vehicle was egged and kicked repeatedly in a wild attack on Saturday night. CCTV shows a man approaching the parked car at Stockton in Newcastle before flying into a rage. The victim has told NBN News the damage has left her thousands of dollars out of pocket. Police are investigating the incident.
They're not about to reveal their secrets just yet, but Olympic organisers have declared Paris is ready to welcome the world. And helping to bring the celebration of sport together, an army of volunteers, including some very dedicated Australians.
Behind the drapes, secrets to the most audacious opening ceremony in Olympic history. Clues on the water, maybe a piano and a BMX bike ramp floating into place. Come Friday, the River Seine will host a party for the world.
Welcome to Paris 2024.
Tony Hestingay is the man behind the games and is itching to fire the starter's gun.
Are there any chances of stage fright? Are you feeling a bit nervous as we get close?
I feel very excited, of course, with a good level of stress, but it's not the first time in my life.
He was an Olympian long before he became an official, clinching gold in canoe slalom in Sydney in 2000 and defending that title in Athens and London. Now it's Paris's turn to shine.
Of course, for me now, it's the time to tell you that we are ready.
The build-up to these games has understandably been sidetracked by security, the capital and beyond, fortified by thousands of police and soldiers. But another army has been mobilised, volunteers enlisted to keep the competition and the games ticking over.
And under the Eiffel Tower, a new batch of recruits receiving final instructions. They were celebrating one of the best jobs in the house. Manning the beach volleyball venue, Ella Helene is from Sydney and she's a team leader.
Stay friendly, we all smile and welcome these fantastic groups of populations into our venues.
Sunshine Mikla is also from Sydney, inspired by our Olympics. He took 3 months off work for this.
Because it's Sydney 2000, that's why I'm here now.
The world is about to be united by sport, and at the Vatican, the Pope prayed the Olympics would bring peace at times of war. Back in Paris, Sacré-Cœur, one of the city's most famous churches, now has a shrine for what's being called the Holy Games.
I think the people are praying for a safe Olympics.
Religious or not, it's a sentiment shared by all.
Damien Ryan, NBN News.
They came wearing gold and chasing gold. A flood of Aussie athletes has arrived in Paris over the last 24 hours. It's one of our largest ever teams, and if all goes to plan, we'll do much more than just make up the numbers when the games begin.
Across airports, train stations and bus stops comes the Green and Gold Army. Team Australia assembling as Paris opens its doors to athletes in their thousands.
You're in Paris. How amazing is that?
Yeah, Paris is pretty cool.
Our volleyball stars on the sand flying in from Zurich.
And we've just arrived in Paris. We're ready. Are you?
Aiming to trump their Tokyo silver when they play under the Eiffel Tower.
We're always trying to improve and go the one better. For us, that is gold.
Our artistic gymnasts among the youngest.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy getting here. I think it finally has sunk in.
Our skateboarders, perhaps the coolest.
Oh no, I need to fix that. I don't really know what's about to happen, but I'm excited for the whole thing, the skating, the food, seeing my friends, hanging out with the Aussies.
Our women's water polo stars already bringing Paris to a standstill.
A bit lower. Our divers coming with a police escort to get through the crowd. Synchronised divers Annabelle Smith and Madison Keeney hoping to create an early splash. They'll be the first Australians to compete for a medal.
Yeah, Maddie and I are on day one, so we'll sort of get all the logistics, all the welcome ceremonies, all the excitement out of the way today, take all of our pictures around the village, and then straight into it tomorrow. We've got a double session.
Melissa Wu's at her 5th Olympics, but the nerves are still there.
That's something I've had to work really hard at for a long time, is mindset and coping with the nerves and everything. So I think it's something that I've put in a pretty good place now with how I feel.
Our flatwater team has been in Europe for the past 3 months, training and competing.
Yeah, we're all used to living on top of each other and travelling together and training and racing together. So, yeah, it's a really good feel and good to finally be in France.
Some of the women's gold medal winning 4 are part of a stacked women's 8, giving hope that Australia may finally break its drought in that blue ribbon event.
Yeah, those whispers are true. The women's 8 are very strong. I'm in the 4 and Paige is in the 8. She's stroking it.
These Olympics will see the 3rd biggest Aussie team to compete overseas behind Tokyo and Athens. Now they're almost all here.
We're all, as a staffing unit, really proud of what we've been able to offer this team here in Paris.
And on the other side of the planet, our surfers are summing up the seas off Tahiti, ensuring the sun will never set on these Olympics until every contest is complete.
Josh Bavis, NBN News.
Jess Fox has confirmed she will take part in the opening ceremony despite having to compete the next day. Some have taken that as a sign she's been told she'll be one of Australia's flag bearers, but Fox says she just loves the experience.
And it just gets me so inspired being with our Olympic team, being, part of such an incredible moment, seeing the flame being lit, it lights the fire in me for my competition.
Fox has attended the opening ceremony at all 3 Olympics she's competed at.
Next, combating the housing crisis, Lake Macquarie on the front line of a program by the Minns government.
Also ahead, our Navy shows off its new strike weapon.
And one of the King's horses gets sick of all the happy snacks.
Water and electricity don't mix. But I know exactly where the TV is going to wind up.
It's officially out there, plug-in hybrid EV. Australia ready.
That went well.
The humble hatchback Pierre had a horn with a bop-bop sound. Pierre looked like a roller skate, drove like a drone. When farewell child life, Pierre was there. The car doesn't have to move fast to move you. If it's precious to you, protect it with us. GIO, protect precious.
Ford has a head-turning new arrival, Ranger Black Edition, with black 17-inch alloys and side steps, long sports bar, bedliner and cargo management system, starting from just $57,990 drive away. Inquire now at your Ford dealer while stocks last.
Thanks to Light and Easy, managing your weight and enjoying a healthier life has never been easier.
Light and Easy has options for everyone. Once you get into it, you won't want to turn back because it will change your life. I kind of regret not doing it earlier.
Claire stayed in this amazing hotel and paid this much for her room. Jess stayed in the same hotel and paid a lot less. How? Let's go back. While Claire found her hotel on her usual booking site, Jess found her deal on Trivago. Have a look-see, Claire. Trivago pulls hotel offers from different booking sites in one place, so you can easily compare prices and find your deal. Hotel Trivago. Despicable Me 4 has landed at Macca's.
NBN News. More minions?
Try our banana desserts range for despicable grown-ups and a happy meal for your little minions. Despicable Me 4, only in cinemas. The
secure steel frame provides true flexibility and a lifetime of comfort. So why buy ordinary furniture when you can come home to king? Hurry, sale ends Sunday. Harkaway Homes are the reproduction specialists. Iconic Australiana homes, impeccably reproduced in every detail. Take advantage of our special price, now offering up to $10,000 in savings. Jack sold his motorbike in his 20s to buy Mia's engagement ring. Today, it's his turn for a surprise. IMB Bank, right by you. NBN News, brought to you by Qantas, proudly supporting our Australian Olympic and Paralympic teams all the way to Paris.
A community is rallying around a grieving mother and her surviving daughter after a fatal train accident in Sydney. Her husband hailed a hero after jumping onto the tracks to try and rescue his young girls.
A family makes memories of their new life in Sydney. Poonam and Anand Ranwal and their 2-year-old twin girls. A job opportunity saw the young family move to Australia from India last October, spending the past 10 months making the most of their new life abroad. Yesterday, the four were captured, looking relaxed and happy on their way to Carlton Station, the final moments before the unthinkable happened. It was upon exiting the lift onto the platform the double pram rolled, falling onto the tracks. 40-year-old Anand jumping down to retrieve the pram when they were hit by an oncoming train. The father and one of his little girls killed, her twin pulled from between the tracks, uninjured.
Lose our partner and a child, and a traumatic experience like this is going to impact her whole life.
A sad story. Everyone is heartbroken, and I don't know how Poonam is going to cope with what has happened.
Poonam and her daughter so far from home, the community reminding them they are not alone. Hero dad, angel baby. Those are just few of the words left by kind strangers as they try to comprehend this tragedy which has shattered the community.
Something like this you can't explain, but you can't stop thinking about it.
Erin Ramsey, NBN News.
Lake Macquarie has been selected by the Minns government as one of 2 sites in New South Wales for a new social housing trial. The $10 million project will see modular homes set up at Belmont South, Windale, Cottrill and Toronto. The 5 homes are expected to be built 20% faster than traditional ones, with completion set down for early next year.
Protesters have gathered in Sydney amid ongoing violence in Bangladesh, where more than 100 students have died in clashes with police. People have been demonstrating against the country's public sector job quotas. Bangladesh's Supreme Court has now scaled back the system, but protesters have vowed to keep fighting.
A fire truck has crashed off an overpass in Dallas, Texas, landing on train tracks below. 4 firefighters were injured in the crash. One, who became trapped beneath the dashboard, remains in a critical condition.
A tourist has paid the price for getting a little too close to the King's Guard, a horse biting the woman on the arm as she tried to pose for a photo outside the Household Cavalry Museum in London. She was standing underneath a sign warning the horses may kick or bite. In a big boost to Australia's Defence Force, a new weapon has been successfully tested by one of our warships. HMAS Sydney fired Navy strike missiles for the first time during joint military exercises with the US and 27 other nations off the coast of Hawaii. They have much greater range and are a significant upgrade from the ageing Harpoon missile system.
Australia's biggest mining companies continue to bear the brunt of Wall Street's woes today, dropping again as markets reacted to Joe Biden's withdrawal. Here's Dougal Beattie.
The ASX slid 0.5%, dipping back below 8,000 as investors weighed up what impact Joe Biden's decision to bow out of the election race may have on financial markets. Miners were particularly under pressure. South 32 went south, the worst performer of the day, falling 13%. BHP was down 0.3% after closing at its lowest share price since 2022 on Friday. ANZ also fell 0.7% on JP Morgan downgrades. And the Aussie dollar slipped to 66 US cents. It's also buying 61 euro cents and 51 British pence.
An urgent recall has been issued for a popular brand of chicken nuggets sold at Aldi's supermarkets. Farmwood's chicken breast T-Rex bites have been pulled from the shelves due to the presence of an undeclared allergen, peanuts. The recall impacts all dates and batches of the 1 kilo bag. Customers are advised to return the product to Aldi for a full refund.
A Hunter teenager is a step closer to realising his dream after winning the Junior Ballet Scholarship at the prestigious Sydney Eisteddfod. Dancing at the Opera House for the first time, 14-year-old Eli Egan performed 2 routines and says the $7,000 prize will help him further his career.
It allowed me to go full-time at a professional school somewhere so I can pay for the tuition.
Newcastle dancers Charlie Downer and Ryan Keogh also performed as finalists. That's good representation, isn't it?
Absolutely. Adam Murray joins us now with All the Day Sport.
Adam, you're a bit excited. What a night for Oscar Piastri.
Oh, good evening, guys. It was worth staying up for, that's for sure. The 23-year-old broke through to win his first Formula One Grand Prix, but it wasn't without its drama. The details next. Plus, an on-field collision creates a dilemma for the Sharks, and a big win and a big injury concern for the Boomers.
Refinance your home loan with Greater Bank and you could get up to $2,500 cash back. Switch today and start saving with a great low interest rate and up to $2,500 cash back. Call now or visit greater.com.au/cashback.
Right now at Woolworths, discover great weekly specials across the store, like 40% off diet and sports products from Musashi, BSC, Fat Blaster and Quest. That's today's fresh food people. Over the long term, with top returns over 20 years. A top performing super fund over the long term? That's a plus.
Not again. Why do I always bruise like a pea?
Look, it's Bruisies, the fast, easy way to assist with bruising, swelling, scars and wound healing.
Oh, I'm ripe for the picking now.
Bruisies, available from leading pharmacies and clinics.
Get the job done right every time with Taylor's Outdoor Power Equipment. Get the biggest brands and the best products from the experts, plus accessories, parts, and service and repairs. So get into one of Taylor's 4 big locations or go online today.
At its heart, it's a family business serving everyday people, helping design and build their dream home.
Golf lovers, see Australia's best PGA players at the Hawks Nest Beachside Pro-Am, August 23 and 24. Spectators are welcome to come and experience all the excitement up close. Details visit hawksnestgolfclub.com.au.
Move quick. You don't want to miss these great deals at 40 Winks.
Any size mattress is the price of a single right now at 40 Winks. Plus, earn double Qantas points. But hurry, this offer ends Sunday. T's and C's apply.
Announcing Radcliffe YE's latest land release, the Bayless release. Build your dream home in this beautiful established estate, nestled in the stunning beauty of Lake Macquarie. Inquire today or go to radcliffeye.com.au.
A dream that began in Australia has become a reality in Hungary, with Oscar Piastri climbing to the top of the Grand Prix podium for the first time. The 23-year-old upstaged his frustrated teammate to etch his name alongside an esteemed group of Aussie F1 winners.
It was a race with extra twists and turns.
The man from Melbourne leads.
And the boy from Brighton did it.
The Australian driver advances all the way to the checkered flag. Oscar Piastri wins.
This is really the day I dreamed of as a kid, standing on the top step of an F1 podium.
But those who knew that kid say it was always going to be a reality.
He was exceptionally fast from day one. He was one of those drivers that just had something.
It all began at this go-kart track in Oakley. The 9-year-old Haileybury student swapped his remote control cars for the real deal. Coached by James Serra, he spent his weekends collecting trophies around the country.
He was so smooth on the steering wheel. He just knew the race lines instantly. A quiet start, never in trouble from what I can remember when I was a steward.
Around 1 a.m. our time, the now 23-year-old advanced to the top of the podium in Hungary.
A little weary, but very happy.
Mum Nicole watched from the couch. The family dogs couldn't grasp the excitement.
He's got close a few times and we've got excited, but that's the way F1 goes. You just never know when it's going to happen and how it's going to happen.
The McLaren star is the 5th Australian to win a Grand Prix, after Jack Brabham, Alan Jones, Mark Webber and Daniel Ricciardo.
This is the first of many. I believe Oscar will be a world champion in the next 3 or 4 years.
Now Oscar's secured his first win, expectations will grow even more when he returns to Albert Park in March, as he aims to become the first Aussie to win in Melbourne.
I'll enjoy it for the next few days and then we go again.
The Sharks are facing a dilemma at fullback this week, with Will Kennedy suspended for colliding with the referee. The coach has a number of options, but could blood the highly touted Liam Ison.
He's just explosive and fast. He's sort of someone who can break a game open, I guess. Some of the stuff he does at training, his footwork and his speed makes the boys look silly.
Meanwhile, the Tigers' Stefano Utoikamanu has met with Melbourne as he sorts out his future. The Tigers have told NBN News they expect a decision from him by Wednesday. Xander Schauffele has tamed Royal Troon to clinch his second major title, winning a wild British Open by 2 shots. A final round of 65 sealed the deal for the American, who's now the first player since 2018 to win multiple majors in the same year. Adam Scott was the top Aussie. He tied for 10th. The Boomers have impressed in their final pre-Olympic hit-out, downing host nation France in front of a hostile crowd that will match anything that comes their way during the games. But the 1-point win may have come at a cost, with NBA star Dante Exum injured.
The Aussies, deep in enemy territory, still had some fans. You talk about the bronze medal in Tokyo being the rose gold. Are you in the form to actually win the real thing?
We're better.
It was a cauldron of red, white and blue. Up against a French side of stars, including the biggest of them all, Victor Wembanyama. But the Boomers are full of belief, and our biggest stars, Paddy Mills and Josh Giddey, were right in the action.
Giddey just blows past all of them and glides in for 2.
While Wembanyama stood tall for the French, with the match going down to the wire.
What a little spell for him, 12 points personal now.
This is a crucial test for the Boomers, taking on France in their home country. But after breaking through and winning their first ever Olympic medal in Tokyo, the team believes anything is possible. And with 2.5 seconds on the clock, Dyson Daniels bagged the winning bucket.
Oh, they got it under the basket and the score is good. Daniels, how did he get the room?
How much belief does that give you heading into the Olympic Games?
Yeah, huge. We already had the belief. We know we can do it, but I think it's just about building that chemistry, still staying together, and these wins, keeping that team going.
There was a blow for the Aussies with Dante Exum dislocating his finger. He's now in doubt for the first match of the Games.
Come through
concern. Definitely a dislocation.
The French downed in a thriller. Now it's time to take on the world. Christina Hearn, NBN News.
The Tour de France may have finished in a new location, but the outcome was all too familiar. Slovenian Tadej Pogačar winning his third title and at just 25 years of age. Pogačar dominated the final time trial from Monaco to Nice to dust his rivals by more than 6 minutes. He's the first rider to claim the Tour de France Giro d'Italia double this century. Next, AP, bound for the UK. Confirmation the Newcastle Jets star striker is heading overseas. And a towering performance from Rhiannon Ifland on the cliff diving World Series.
Brushing and flossing removes germs and plaque temporarily. Listerine destroys them. It beats plaque with 5 times more cleaning power than brushing and flossing alone. Complete the clean with Listerine.
Oh, hey, is that the McSmart meal from Macca's?
Yeah. 2 burgers, small fries and drink for $6.95.
Smart.
For over 10 years, Dulux has protected Australian surf lifesaving clubs, buildings that have survived every Nippers graduation, every scorching day and every stormy night. Because nothing survives like Weather Shield. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
Dad, have you seen the Bilkies?
Should have gone to Specsavers. Look at the test today.
The future is artificial intelligence.
Nah, bin that. Sportsbet's new feed is powered by actual intelligence, like Wayne here. He's a real person who shares his bets using a state-of-the-art single-core multiprocessor, a human brain. And Sarah. She features advanced voice recognition. Great instinct, Sarah. Yep, all these punters run on megabytes, complete with an inbuilt cooling system. Too hot for you, Tin Man. So when they share their bets on the feed, you can copy real bets from real people. Sportsbet's new feed, powered by actual intelligence.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
The Nick Scully Winter Sale ends Sunday with up to 50% off selected designer furniture. Save up to 50% at the Winter Sale. Ends Sunday at Nick Scully.
I've suffered from back pain most of my life, and over time I've started getting niggles in my neck, my knee and my feet. As soon as I got the arch supports, I could feel the difference. The back's good and all the niggles are gone.
See for yourself at the Good Feet store.
Now at Harvey Norman, bonus gift card up to $500 on selected home appliances. Bonus gift card on the LG King Size 10 kilo front load washer. Now under $800. Save $150 on this stylish black hire fridge. Plus bonus $50 gift card. Save $500 on the energy efficient Fisher & Paykel 9 kilo heat pump dryer. Plus bonus gift card. New Samsung King Size family hub fridge with AI. Plus bonus $500 gift card. But hurry, limited time only. Now at Harvey Norman.
This report brought to you by Submarine Tuna. Nothing compares.
Lake Macquarie's Rhiannon Ifland has scored another impressive win on the Cliff Diving World Series, dominating round 4 in Northern Ireland.
One saying that I go by, and it's, you don't always have to be at your best or feeling your best to do your best. So that's kind of what I was trying to put into place this weekend, and it seemed to have paid off.
The 7-time champion also picked up an extra point for the competition's best dive to extend her series lead to 19. It's official, one of the A-League's most prolific goal scorers is leaving Newcastle. The Jets have released Apostolos Stamatolopoulos from his contract a year early so he can push for more time on the international stage.
He set a new club record of 17 goals last season and earned a Socceroos call-up. So it's no surprise Apostolos Stamatolopoulos has attracted overseas attention.
It's great for AP, obviously. He wants to strive and be better and achieve, play at a higher level. And I knew at some stage this would happen, and I just didn't know when.
The Jets confirming the striker's transfer to a UK club believed to be Motherwell in Scotland as he chases more opportunities in green and gold. The move bittersweet for coach Rob Stanton.
You don't want to sell your best players, but at the same time, you bring players here to perform and impress people, and that's what he's done, and it's sort of hard to stop.
The blow softened by the arrival of Lockie Rose on a 2-year deal.
What better place to come up to? Beautiful beaches and stuff like that, but especially I really like the brand of football that they play up here.
The 25-year-old attacker is earmarked to make his club debut on Wednesday night when the Jets begin their Australia Cup campaign in Darwin.
I feel very confident in myself to go out there and score goals and help the team do well, and my biggest thing is I just want to win.
While the coach is tight-lipped on his scorn to face Western United,
yeah, we'll see. There's maybe a few surprises there. Not giving anything away.
Montana Claire, NBN News.
Hunter athletes have helped Australia complete a clean sweep over New Zealand in the finals of the Touch Football World Cup. Daniel Langbridge and Jess Potts led their open mixed side to an 8-7 victory in England, while Rachel Jeffs did the same for the women's team, 6-2, and Jack Edwards helped the men claim a 7th straight title. Christian Mansell has put himself within striking distance of the Formula 3 title with 2 rounds to go. The Hunter driver leaving the Hungarian Grand Prix with a solid haul of points. Christian Mansell's bid for a second pole of the season was dashed by a red flag, forcing him to fight his way through the field. 5th in the sprint, he replicated that in Sunday's feature race.
Christian Mansell licks the stamp and sends it.
He's now 5th in the championship, heading into the penultimate round at Spa this weekend. The USF 2000 series took Quinn Armstrong to the streets of Toronto.
Hard to properly plan what's going to happen because it's racing. You never really know.
The Novocastrian started the weekend with an 8th place finish, but his round came to a crashing halt after a small mistake. He's 11th in the championship with a round to go. Closer to home, Denman's Rylan Gray made his Touring Car Masters debut at Sydney Super Night. He battled with the leaders in race 1, finishing 4th. Gray was then 8th in race 2, but ran into trouble in the final event of the weekend. On 2 wheels, Curry's Max Stouffer made his Suzuka 8-hour debut. He braved the steamy conditions to finish 10th. In the Czech Republic, Swansea's Tom Edwards had a weekend to forget in the World Supersport Series. A battle for 11th, his downfall in race 1.
One blames the other and the other blames the other.
Edwards found the gravel again in race 2, putting a dent in his challenge category lead. Meanwhile, Carter Thompson made the most of an opportunity in the Supersport 300. The Central Coast youngster finishing on the podium and setting a new lap record at the Czech circuit. New South Wales has claimed the under-18 national ice hockey title thanks to a 6-2 win over WA. 16-year-old Novocastrian Tom Garris playing in the winning side before he jets off to even bigger things in Canada.
10 years ago, Tom Garris was what the North Stars call a mite. Now he's training alongside his heroes.
I've been watching them since I was a kid, so it was pretty awesome. Unbelievable training, so quick, so fast. You've got to be ready at all times. You can't slack off. So it's really good for me to be able to come back and train with those guys. It's amazing.
Last week he met another one of those guys, NHL player Nathan Walker, and hopes he can follow in his footsteps.
He started in Australia, played till around, I think we were 13, 14, and then he went overseas, started making a name for himself, and then all the way to the NHL.
Already an Australian representative, Garris will be in new colours from August after signing with Canadian team OHO in Ontario.
At this age, you can start getting caught up, looked at, scouted, and all of those, awesome stuff.
But this past week, he's been proudly wearing blue.
He'll fire it, that's saved by Henderson.
As part of New South Wales team that dominated the under-18 national championships at Warners Bay. Its 6-2 win in the final last night, capping off an unbeaten run.
And that's gold. New South Wales with a gold medal.
Montana Claire, NBN News.
And the North Stars also got a win yesterday.
Okay, thanks Adam. Stay with us after the break. We'll take a closer look at all the local weather details.
She's one of the greatest. I talked to Australia's chef de mission, Anna Mears. Can her Olympic magic rub off on our athletes? We're in Paris next.
Tax cuts are here, and people will now start to see them in their take-home pay. The Australian government's tax cuts are for every taxpayer, helping Australians keep more of what they earn. Visit taxcuts.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Cook a curry or build a burger? Get stuck in with Coles RSPCA-approved chicken breast fillets on special for just $9.50 a kilo. That's great value, hands down at Coles.
Oh no. Hey. Is that the McSmart meal from Macca's?
Yeah, 2 burgers, small fries and drink for $6.95.
Smart.
Now's the time to get into the Mazda BT50 XT from $49,990 ABN Drive Away. Or the BT50 SP, now from $64,670 ABN Drive Away. Visit your local dealer and drive away today.
When it comes to a healthy white smile, I compromise. Between whitening and strengthening.
Why compromise?
Dr. Riley?
You can do both. Oral B 3D White Professional Toothpaste. It whitens and strengthens teeth.
I can whiten without compromise. Switch to Oral B. What started with a passenger list led me to discover the incredible story of my great-great-great Aunt Mary. There could be more to your story too. Piece it together with Ancestry.
Ever tried fitting a van in a van? Now you can. Pick up your Staria load from $49,490. Plus, enjoy up to 3 years of free scheduled servicing. Hyundai Staria load.
It's hard when you start to struggle at home. When you might need care at any hour, not just when someone visits. For care that goes beyond your needs and supports the whole you and your independence, choose Glengara Care. It's not a room, it's an apartment home in a community. Glengara Care, your home with care.
The Nick Scali Winter Sale ends Sunday with up to 50% off selected designer furniture. Save up to 50% at the Winter Sale. Ends Sunday at Nick Scali.
What a stunning start to the working week. Clear and plenty of sunshine to help us warm up after a chilly morning. It's a different story down south, though, where a cold front is still bringing showers and gusty winds to parts of New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania. Showers also for areas of WA, but it's mainly clear elsewhere. Tomorrow, those unsettled conditions will continue in the southeast, with blustery winds delivering more rain. Meanwhile, WA southeast is in for a drenching as a front moves through. It was a chilly morning, but it thawed out nicely across the Hunter, thanks to the blue skies and sunshine. A little bit of cloud around this afternoon. 19 the top at Nobbies, ranging between 2 and 18 at Cessnock, down to 4 overnight at Singleton, topping out at 19 degrees, the top at Scone. Tomorrow, good news. The run of beautiful weather is set to continue. Temps around the high teens, early 20s, 21 degrees at Newcastle after a low of 7 degrees, down to 7 at Wallsend, ranging between 6 and 19 at Singleton. Muswellbrook should see a low of 4 degrees overnight, topping out at 20 degrees at Toronto and Wyong. Coastal waters information now sees 1 metre with a 2 metre swell off the Hunter coast. The sun is up at 6:48. It's down at 10 minutes past 5. The morning low is at 3:44 and the afternoon low at 3:17. Taking a look at what's in store for the week ahead for Newcastle, and it's looking absolutely beautiful, at least for the next couple of days, warm and sunny, but we should see some showers move in later in the week, topping out at 23 degrees on Thursday, 20 degrees and showers likely for the weekend. Scone. Fresh overnight, but should warm up nicely with sunny conditions for the next couple of days. 21 the top on Thursday. Yet again, we should see some showers move in for the weekend. And Gosford, fine for the next couple of days. Showers likely on Friday, topping out at 20 degrees.
Thanks, Tyson, and that's NBN News for this Monday. A current affair is next, and we will have updates throughout the evening.
Thanks for your company from all the team.
Good night.